Hey, it's TJ with Victoria's Pet Nutrition, UnTamed Life, and now the new UnTamed CBD. I'm up here, or we're up here, I should say, at WLA High School. We work out up in the weight room here. The reason we come here is because a few years back when we closed our gym and bought Victoria's, we donated all of the equipment to WLA High School. And they were gracious enough to give us keys to the school so we can come up here and use the gym whenever we want. It's an awesome thing that we can use all our old equipment. I don't like working out in air conditioning, so there's no air conditioning up here. It's hot, and I like that. I like to sweat. I like to get really warm while I work out. I'm doing some chest and biceps tonight. I'm sorry, shoulders and biceps. Crystal is doing some active stretching right now because she's dealing with a hip issue. So you can see her doing her high school calisthenics. What are you working tonight, honey?
I'm doing upper body to give my lower body and hips a rest.
Because we're leaving for Glacier in 2.5 weeks, so she's got a hip injury. We're trying to work around and get that healed up before we leave. So we're going to get started in here. We'll kind of show you a couple things we're doing while we work out. What do you want to listen to?
I don't know. You pick.
Well, tonight it's going to be Disturbed. So we're going to listen to some Disturbed. We're going to crank it up. And all right, I start out with the rear laterals. I've had rotator surgery already on my right side, so rear laterals help me kind of get that whole general area warmed up. It's an exercise you really can't go too heavy on, so it helps just keep things, gets the blood flowing, gets things warmed up before you start getting to some of the other stuff. Now, I am older, getting to be close to 50 now, so my heavy weight training days are behind me as far as actually moving a lot of weight. So I do more form, more squeezing, more slower reps than I used to when I was younger. What are you doing over here, Ma?
Laterals. And then I do...
Are those laterals or are those pull downs?
Oh yeah, those are pull downs. It's been a long day, as you can tell. So I was doing pull downs. And then I'm going to do planks in between so I can continue to work on my core and help any kind of back issues that I have.
All right, I used to do upright rows first, and I would do them either with dumbbells or on a Smith machine. And then I discovered that our Cybex chest press worked really well for upright rows. I love upright rows even more so than laterals for the side head of the delt. It's something that, at least in me, I feel I get more stimulation of the side head of the shoulder doing an upright row than I do, wider, not narrow. Than I do with laterals. So that's why you see me doing them on here. You can't break form, it's very strict, and within a couple sets my side delts are on fire. So, and that's, like I said, more so than I feel with doing a lateral. Let's go see what Crystal's up to.
Hello. I am doing front and side laterals. My shoulders are probably one of my weakest and hardest to train body parts, as most girls have a nice cap to their shoulder. I genetically don't, so I have to work extra hard at it to get nice shoulders, and also my weakest body part, and so I need to use little teeny tiny 2.5 pounders to start out with.
But the thing with using a plate is it changes the dynamics of the exercise, because when you have a weight in your hands, the weight is on the outside here. When you use a plate, the weight sticks out from your hand, so you actually have they're actually harder than, what are those, 2.5 pounds?
These are 2.5
Yeah,
pounds.
so that's probably a little bit more than 2.5 when you figure the leverage.
Like a 5-pound dumbbell.
Because of the leverage of the weight sticking out away from her hand. So I, a lot of times, will use plates for laterals and stuff too, because it does create a little bit of a, on the top end of the movement, you get a little more torque, it seems like, onto the muscle. So that's why she's using plates, plus I don't think they have 2.5 pound dumbbells here.
No.
I know we didn't in our gym, so those mean a lot. But
way to make me feel better.
Crystal's doing rear laterals right now. She does them a little different than I do. She puts her chest on a bench. It helps keep your form strict. I'll switch up doing it with a bench and standing, just depending on how I feel that day. What you saw her doing first was she was doing side laterals, one arm at a time on a bench. That's a movement actually Arnold used to do a lot because it actually reduces the rotator cuff part of the movement, takes that out of it, and it's just all side delt. Now I'm going to be doing side laterals soon, and I do them a different way standing, so you'll see the difference on those two movements. Anything to add, Ma?
Nope.
Hot?
Very hot. I don't like the heat when I'm working out. I like it any other time, but I like to be cold when I'm working out. So.
The difference now of how Crystal did it and how I did it. She's doing them again. I'll show you something when she's doing them. A lot of people worry about where the weight ends up as far as how high. So it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with where your elbow ends up. The movement all ends at the elbow, not the weight. The weights are just to create some resistance at the elbow joint. So it's where you get that elbow. You want to get the elbow up, not the weight, like this. Like this is where you want to be. And that's where you're going to engage the most side delt when you're doing laterals.
And I always close my eyes because it helps me to focus more on the muscle that I'm working versus focusing on other things around me, because I'm ADD, if any of you know me, and it just helps me to really focus on contracting the area that's supposed to be contracted. She's
actually thinking about me when she closes her eyes. She's picturing me in her mind, and that motivates her, and you know, because I'm just so damn sexy.
Really?
Okay, now I'm doing hammer strength front presses. Like I said, I can't use as much weight as I used to, just because my joints are getting pretty beat up. I'm also dealing with some sort of a scapular injury on my right side. I'm not sure if it's a tear or just, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I've had it since actually December, and it's gotten better, but it's still not great. So pressing movements I have to be a little bit careful with, and I have to go a little lighter and slower. So you'll see that I'm not using a ton of weight here, but I'm just trying to do it strict and without enough to stimulate the muscle, but also not injure the injury that I am dealing with even further. As you can see, I do them pretty slow, really concentrating on the bottom because that's where the pain starts for me. Just trying to work through the injury as much as I can, and that's important when you're training. Whether you're just working out or training for anything, it doesn't matter. When you get hurt, a lot of times people take completely off and they use it as an excuse to take off. You know, and a lot of times you can work through most injuries or around most injuries and still keep yourself in really good shape with very little slack in how you look by just working around some of these injuries. So that's what I'm doing right now. Crystal's always got some sort of an injury going on, it seems like. We both do. And it comes from all the years of us competing and training and pounding heavy, hard weights for so many years in a row that it just took its toll on us. So, you know, just because you get injured, don't use that as an excuse to take off. Try to work around it the best you can, and it'll help you stay in better shape and not lose as much, so that when you're healthy again, you can start hitting it harder. So Crystal's doing tricep push downs with the rope. Notice how she keeps her elbows tucked at her sides. You're not swinging forward and back. That's really important for focusing on the tricep. She's doing what we call a drop set right now, literally, because the weight just dropped right off the plate. But the purpose of doing a drop set is to, when you your muscles are tapped out and fatigued from a certain weight, you drop, take the pin out and you go lighter. And you can eke out another so many reps. Sometimes it's going to be as little as 2 or 3. Sometimes you might get 5 to 8. It just depends. So it's a good way to do a little extra stimulation on the muscle and push it further than if you would have just stopped at that first set when you fatigued with the original weight.
We want to get rid of this.
Yeah. Crystal's best body parts are her back and legs. Her shoulders and arms are where she needs the most work, and that's, everybody has their body parts that they need to focus on, right, honey?
Absolutely.
So what do you do for your shoulders, and do you train them more often, or what do you do to shoulders and arms?
I try to train shoulders twice a week. I don't like going a whole lot more than that, because then I feel like I'm kind of overtraining, and then I'm breaking down more muscle than what I'm gaining. And the more muscle you can gain in your arms and shoulders, the more you get more shape to your arms and shoulders, and it doesn't look like just a blubbery mess. So.
And your waist looks smaller.
And your waist looks smaller, and everything else looks bigger, so we all like that.
All right, so I'm done with my shoulders. So I do about right around 12 sets for shoulders. Sometimes I'll do a little bit more, depending on how I feel. When we're taping like this, it always breaks up my workout a little bit, so it gets a little longer because I'm taping in between. Normally my sets and my workout would flow much more smoother and quicker. But now I'm going to move on to biceps. So what I do is I'm going to do some curls, and I do what's kind of called a drag curl, and you'll see it when I do it. It's like I do it from the side, and where my arms are at my side. I don't swing out much, and I don't use a lot of weight. So when you see guys with a 45-pound bar and 45-pound plates on each side and swinging away, you're not going to see that here. I'm going to have 5 or 10 pounds on each side of the bar, and that's it. But believe me, the way I do it, it will literally blast your biceps. So I'm going to show you guys. So one other tip that I have, and I think Crystal will attest.
What is it?
I've taught her everything she knows about weightlifting.
That's right.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. She's come up with her own system, what works for her, and that's important. You got to come up with what works for you. But the one thing I'll tell you is don't get stuck in a rut. As far as and I'm very guilty of this when I was competing. That if something worked last time, as far as exercises, you do the same exercises the same way in the same manner, same routine basically. Is don't be afraid to change things up. There's times where, like let's say for shoulders I did 4 exercises. There's sometimes I'll do a movement and it feels so good that I'll just stay with that movement for the whole workout. I won't switch up and do anything else as far as other side laterals or things like that. I'll just stay with that movement if it feels really good. Same thing goes if you're training and you feel, and the movement that has always felt good before, all of a sudden you don't feel it in the muscle that you did last time. It's just not
hurting in a certain area.
Yeah.
You need to listen to your body when you're working out.
And switch. Try a different movement or a different angle or something like that, and you may find that works this time. Now it's strange. I don't know why that is. Why something feels a certain way one time and not another. I cannot explain why that is, but that's just your body. And if you tweak something while you're working out, don't try to train through it. Stop, stretch it out, go home and ice it, and then continue at a different time, because your pain is your body's way of telling you that you're hurt, something's wrong. So that's a couple tips that I've got. You got any tips? You're always telling me what to do, so let's see. Now tell them what to do.
That's right. So the big things I have is, like he said, always listen to your body. Make sure that if something hurts, that you either stop doing it or find a movement that does feel right on that day. And then the other thing is, too, keep your body guessing. If you're constantly doing the same thing in the same order all the time, you won't get as big a gains and be able to increase your weight or get in better shape or anything like that. And you're going to get bored with it if you're following the same thing every day. You're going to stick with it better and get more gains if you switch it up and do different exercises in different orders and make it fun.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, so I just got done with my bar curls. I showed you I did about 4 sets. Normally, sometimes I do 3 sets and then 3 exercises. But like I said before, I'm switching up. Those felt really good. So I stayed with 4 sets of those, and I'm going to do a couple sets here and see how these feel. Now what I'm doing is it's a hammer curl, but I do it with a rope from a pull-down machine. I'll show you how I do this. It's really strict. You can't cheat. So it really fatigues the biceps quick because you cannot cheat in any way.
Hot.
Boiling.
Need a shower.
Sweaty.
Yeah, you're gross.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're all done.
Usually we get done in an hour. Today took a little longer because we were taping, so it takes things a little bit longer than we normally do. It wasn't much longer.
No, hour and 5 minutes, so.
Is that all it was?
Yeah.
Oh. So, what I wanted to say real quick is, and we're going to be doing more of these as we work out. You see all of our workouts. A lot of people ask us when they come to the store, God, you must work out every day, blah, blah, blah. Not really.
Or what do you guys do?
Yeah, we work out on the average 3 to 4 days a week. And that's really about it. I mean, and what we've kind of adapted in our life, because when I was competing, and when Crystal was competing, it was our lifestyle. Bodybuilding, it was working out, eating, tanning, resting.
Whole life was consumed in it.
Yeah, if you weren't eating, you were cooking, and then you're training, and then you're sleeping to try and recover. Everything in our life revolved around the sport. And I mean, that meant we missed weddings, holidays, all kinds of stuff. We missed a lot of family things. So, especially for me, when I got away from competing, it was really hard for me to transition into not having that focus and intensity all the time, where it seemed like if I worked out, it was all consuming. I couldn't even focus on the store because I was focused about working out, even though I wasn't planning on competing. So it was a real hard transition for me, especially.
We've been working on balance here.
And I have a hard time with that, because when I dive into something, I dive head into it. I have to know everything about it. I have to know how to do it. And that's just my personality. But with working out, we've kind of decided is that we were going to just take it day by day. Mm-hmm. If we felt like it that night, we would go and work out. Now, we both enjoy working out, so this really only works if you have the self-discipline to go work out. Because, I'd prefer to sit home and watch TV every day too, but
right.
we gotta work out.
But it's nice to have a workout partner too,
Yeah.
because some days where he doesn't feel like it, I'm like, no, I really want to go to the gym. He's like, all right, and then once he gets here, he's fine, or
Yeah.
vice versa. So it's nice to have that extra person to give you that shove that you need.
And you always feel better. Like Monday, I was having a crappy day. My truck got broke into, and it was just crappy. And I didn't feel like coming here, and she kind of pushed me along to come in here, and I got done, and I felt great. I'm glad I did.
Get
last
those
night.
endorphins going.
Yeah, last night we were supposed to come, and we were both just beat because there's so much going on with the. By the time you see this, the news will be out about our new CBD line, which is an awesome line of products for anybody having pain or anything. Just check out our website, untamedcbd.com, and we'll scroll that down here, or up, down and up, maybe over there. But so we were tired, so we just decided not to work out last night. We rested, and then we're here tonight, and we'll plan on coming tomorrow, and and we should be here for sure tomorrow night. But doing this where you kind of just how you feel, you never feel like you're forcing yourself to work out. It's kind of more around your schedule. So if you're really truly tired, and you don't want to force
no
that,
excuses.
yeah, then it works out really well for us. So it's taken the pressure off of me, especially only having to work 3 days a week now. I can, because in the store I can focus more, work later nights. Sometimes we like to do that. We like to work till 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and that allows us to do that too, and still work out and stay in shape. So we're gonna go home. We're gonna eat. Maybe we'll take a few video clips of that tonight. You can get an idea of what our dinners look like, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Hey everybody, here we are again tonight, and it is dinner time, as you can see. Our house is very functional. It functions not only as our home, but as our home office.
Yes.
We have a very large table with lots of junk on it, and you probably think, boy, there's only the 3 of them. Why do they have this large table? Well, we do a lot of work at home at night, so we like to have everything spread out and not cluttered, so we can do a little more.
Eat here, work there.
Yeah, and now soon it's going to only be the 2 of us, because Jake will be moving out, getting his own place. So yeah, it's a large table, but we do work from the table a lot at home and on the weekends and stuff. So what we have for supper tonight, you can see here, dude is trying to sneak a little bit of a meal here. But what we have is we've got steak, and you're probably wondering why are we eating on these glass Tupperware? Well, dude, no. Because
Dude loves steak.
because we prepare all of our food ahead of time on the weekends and put it in this Tupperware, so we just have to throw it into the toaster oven and it's ready to roll. So we got steak. What else we got on?
We have this amazing avocado that TJ makes, and I am very, very fortunate and lucky because I have my own personal shop. So, avocado, and it's amazing. He'll have to tell you what's in it unless it's a secret. But
No, it's not a secret. We got peppers, there's onions, there's tomatoes, there's crushed blueberries on top. I use raspberries once in a while. And then we use a sesame seed oil and salt. And
so it's nice, healthy fats, but gives a little bit of a breakup to your normal vegetables. And we like them so much, we eat 3 avocados between the 2 of us.
And then we've got some blueberries, all organic blueberries that we get from Olden Farms. All of our produce comes from Olden Farms CSA. Shout out to those guys, please.
That's a CSA that you can pick up right in our store.
Yeah, they drop off every Thursday in our store. And then we have our kombucha that we get from Festival, and then I like to drink it with a seltzer water. So that's our meal, and we have our TV. So we watch TV. It's late. It's about 10 o'clock. Suppers around here get pretty late. We usually watch a little TV, and then it's off to bed and start our next day all over again. So you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Oh, quick shout out for you that have watched this whole video. If you message us on Facebook and share this video, and then message us on Facebook and say share, SHARE, and then dude, DUDE. We're gonna do a drawing. We're gonna pick 2 people that share the video and message us with the share dude on it, and you'll get free UnTamed t-shirts. All right, so just share the video, private message us, put share dude, and then that's the code, and then we'll do a drawing, and then we're gonna give 2 people free UnTamed t-shirts. All right, take care, guys. Have a good night.
Night.